Well, good morning once again and welcome to a beautiful morning here in historic uptown Marysville for the Union County Farmers Market. This is one of my favorite times of the year for the farmers market, and I'll tell you why. This is that time of year when so many of the iconic vegetables start making their way out onto the tables here at the farmers market. Things like the tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, lettuces, green onions, herbs, the list goes on and on. What we have here are some green beans. Now, green beans are in season right here in the market. You can find them at a few different vendors this morning. So what we've done is we've actually blanched these green beans to have them fully cooked and then shocked them in ice water. Once they're cooked, I wanted to stop the cooking, okay? And so we do that by shocking them, and that's just done in an ice bath. In order to make a toasted sesame sauce, you need toasted sesame seeds. Now there's a couple different ways you can toast these. You can do them in just a dry, hot pan, or you can do them in a warm oven, set to about maybe 350 degrees for close to 10 minutes. You just want to keep an eye on them so they don't burn, to get that nice golden brown look to them. And we're just going to toss those into the little baby food processor. To that, we're going to add some soy sauce. I prefer the light soy sauce. I like to be able to control how much of the sodium is going into my food, so I always use the low sodium variety. And then we're also going to add a little bit of granulated sugar. All right, so 3 ingredients. You can handle that. We're just going to whir that around just a little bit. So there we are. There's the sesame seeds with the soy sauce and sugar, nice and emulsified. We're just going to scrape that out and pour that right over those already cooked green beans. Broccoli goes really well with this sauce. Again, just par cook the broccoli, not until it's mushy, just until it's slightly tender, and then shock it in ice water bath to stop the cooking process. Beautiful toasted sesame green beans, right? And again, green beans available right here in the farmers market this morning, and this is a great way to use them. Now, a lot of you know that I have a background in Japanese cuisine, but I've also really enjoyed Middle Eastern food, especially Lebanese, because the Lebanese, their national dish is called Kibby. So how can I not like Lebanese food? They have a dish named after me. We're going to be making a dish called Fattoush. Anybody had Fattoush? Not Fattoush. Fattoush. It's always awkward when I introduce that dish. Fattoush is a Lebanese or Middle Eastern bread salad. Now, bread salad might sound a little weird to you, but chances are you've probably had a bread salad once or twice in your lifetime. Anybody had a Caesar salad before? Croutons, right? That's bread. You have leftover bread. I'm sure none of Lauren's bread gets leftover, but if you do happen to have some leftover bread in the house, you can chop it up and you can fry it and toss it with a salad. I'm just going to cut up the bread. Let's see, I'm going to cut it into little squares. I know pita bread is circular, but I want to kind of make them a little bite size. All right, so we'll take this pita bread. If the bread isn't old already, you can throw it in the toaster a little bit just to start to crisp it up a little bit. So I'm going to just put a little bit of oil in my pan here. We're going to take this pita bread and we're just going to toss it in the pan to let it soak up all that delicious olive oil. How about we start out with some pepper, some bell pepper. We're going to turn this into a box. And a box has how many sides? 6. I know, too early to be doing math on a Saturday morning. All right, so we're going to take off the top and the bottom of the pepper like so. So I'm going to come in about 1/4 of an inch from the top. Then we're going to flip it around. Now take off the bottom of the box. Now you see it's nice and flat. It's no longer round. It's no longer rolling around on my cutting board. It's nice and firm and steady. So now I just have to take off the 4 walls of the box. Come down like so. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And when you know it, there's 4. All the seeds, all the membrane, it's gone. Let's check on that bread. It's starting to get nice and toasty. You can smell the olive oil in the air. With a little mist coming through, we feel like we're right there on the Mediterranean, don't we? One can only dream, can't we? So we're going to do about a medium dice on the peppers. Just kind of bite size, since this is going to be a raw application. We're going to toss those into our mixing bowl. Also in season right now cucumbers, beautiful ripe cucumbers. Now some people like to leave the peel on the cucumber, some people like to leave it off. I'm one of those wishy-washy people that I like to do a little bit of both. Alright, so I'm going to do kind of a stripe, and then I'm going to give it a quarter turn. Again, quarter turn, and a quarter turn. So we kind of have that kind of zebra stripes going down the length of the cucumber like that. It makes it nice and flat. It doesn't roll around on the cutting board nearly as much as it did before. At this point, you can leave it whole and slice it into rounds. It'll have that nice pretty pattern. I like to slice it right down the center, and then we're going to do kind of a moon shape. Again, it's your personal preference how you want to do it. Always want to start with the end in mind. Think about how you're going to eat it, how you're going to serve it, and then work backwards. Let's see, we have some beautiful cherry tomatoes. See all the beautiful colors. And you can leave them whole, just as is, like this, or if you want to slice them in half for your salad, I recommend using a serrated knife like this, so kind of like a bread knife. It has the scalloped edge on it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my hand flat on top of the tomatoes. And I'm just going to come across and kind of like I'm filleting a fish or something like that. Just come across sideways like so. And that takes all those tomatoes and slices them in half. Alright? So much easier than doing them one by one. Lots of different lettuce varieties available around the farmer's market this morning. We're going to give this lettuce just kind of a rough chop. So everything is more or less of a consistent shape and size. That beautiful toasted bread, we're just going to go ahead and add that into our salad bowl as well. Alright, so we're going to add a little bit of green onion to that as well. Alright, so I'm going to cut out just some of the dry tips of those green onions, and then just give it a little simple chop. I'm just going to use the green tops. I'm going to save the white parts. I don't really like those in a raw salad. I utilize those more for a cooked application. Now all we need is a dressing for the salad. We're going to start out with some lemon. There's a special ingredient that the Lebanese and Middle Eastern use for this dish called sumac. It's a kind of a peppery looking spice. It has a very strong, aromatic, kind of a pungent aroma to it. Can't really find it here locally, especially when you just planned your demonstration, 48 hours in advance. So to kind of mimic that same flavor, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to use fresh lemon juice, and then we're also going to use lemon zest. That will help us to get some of that acidity, that brightness. And so we're going to take a microplane zester right here, and we're just going to zest the outside of this lemon. Not going too deep, because you don't want to go into that white part there, which is called the pith. It doesn't have any of the essential oils in it, and it actually can add a bitterness to your dish. Right? And our handy dandy juicer right here. This is the basis to any really good dressing. You want to start with some acid of some sort. To that we're going to add a little bit of fresh garlic, some white wine vinegar. You can also use sherry vinegar, that works really nicely as well. Extra virgin olive oil, just a little bit of salt. I have all the ingredients right here into this measuring cup. Fire it up. And it's going to emulsify this dressing. We're going to add fresh mint. Yes, mint is often thought of as something that only goes in sweet dishes or desserts, but it actually can go really nicely into savory applications as well. I'm just going to put it right in with the dressing. And we're just going to blend that in so that the flavor will permeate the rest of the dish. That is our dressing fully emulsified. So we're just going to pour that over all those delicious fresh vegetables and the toasted bread. Beautiful colors, all the vibrant colors that just speaks of freshness and speaks of the farmer's market. That is the Fattoush salad right there. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed the samples, and we'll turn around and buy some of these delicious ingredients from the vendors right here at the Union County Farmers Market. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the kitchen.